Welcome everybody, welcome to the channel, Pouring Riches Academy. I call it our channel because it's a place I want y'all to feel at home. So welcome. Welcome everybody, thank you for coming to the channel. The video I'm covering today is going to be on ego and the spirit. First we're going to go with the definition of ego. Healthy and strong sense of self. Self-esteem, self-importance, self-worth, self-respect, self-conceit, self-image. And we're going to get this definition of spirit. The non-physical part of a person, which is the seat of emotions and character, the soul. An animating or vital principle held to give life to physical organisms, a supernatural being or essence such as Holy Spirit, soul, sense, an often malevolent being that is bodiless but can become visible, temper or disposition of mind or outlook, especially when vigorous or animated. Now pride is, I would say, is an extension of the ego, but the definition is a feeling one may get after an accomplishment or a success of oneself in someone else. That's the things you be proud for and everything like that. So you got the ego and then you got the spirit. I like to talk about the ego in positions like being at work and the spirit when it's at work. The ego. This is what the ego will get you when you're at work, working the job, right? Ego. You a hard worker. You work hard. You take pride in your work. But the moment someone tells you that, that your work wasn't complete or that you needed to do this a little better or that, give you a little criticism, the first thing you're going to think is, what? The audacity of them trying to, come at me like that, knowing how much I put it down. It's ego. And when your spirit is at work, when you in your spirit and you at work, you able to get the same things done that an egotistical person would be able to do, but you enjoying it because you're getting more than self-dignifying reward for your hard work, because not only is it rewarding the company, it's rewarding you because your spirit is involved. And whatever that may be, you can listen to speeches, lectures while you work, or you can just go simply into a meditative state of mind while you're working. And you'll get more spiritual benefits out of the situation. You'll be able to be a good energy at work when everyone else is, you got some assholes at work that work hard, but a lot of people don't like to funk with them because they head stuck up their ass, they full of themselves, they like to work by themselves, they don't like to talk. A person in their ego tough. Or a person that's in a spirit at work, they come there, share conversations, share stories. That's the one that the manager might have to get on and tell them, hey, come on with all the talking. That's the one. Because, a lot of people is in their ego. A lot of people come to work knowing that to maintain his ego, pretty much their social status, they have to put in the work, and they want to make sure that you're doing your job to make sure that they're able to maintain this social status, which is a reflection of their ego, which is super fragile. Your spirit is, we're going to go from your spirit at work, we're going to go from your spirit being at school and your ego at school. We're going to flash back. And, when I was younger and I was in my ego at school, my main thing was this: nobody disrespect. I go through enough shit at home. I walk home, I walk to school. I'm one of the have-nots, and not nobody dare try it. Young age ego. I'm getting out of school, I'm bitching, hopping the fence. It's all about ego, that young male machismo. It starts with us early, at a young age. Then if I was in my spirit at school, with me being more in my spirit now, I look back at the times when I was in grade school and I ditched a lot. And now looking back at it, I wish I stayed, because it would have gave me more patience, more, emotional intelligence to handle things and see it all the way through. And, spiritual intelligence to know that this is gonna sharpen me in a way that, that I don't think anything else that I chose to do would have. Even though I was in my spirit, by making my choices and feeling like, I don't belong here at the school, but I was also in my ego because I didn't have the things to help me come to school and represent the way I wanted to represent. I wanted to come to school G'd up, all the new pennies, Barry Sanders, Junior Seau, Rod Wilson, all the kicks. I wasn't able to come like that, so it had me in my ego, so I just wasn't taking no shorts with anything that was, doing better than me. That's for sure, that's a for sure fact. In my ego at school. If I was in my spirit, it would have led me to, doing the right thing that I'll be thanking myself for now. Now we gonna talk about the ego in relationships and the spirit in relationships. Now I would even go as far as saying that the relationship has to conjure an ego itself or a spirit. Some relationships, some people, you see them together, you see ego. Some relationships, when you see them together, you see spirit. You know which one is holding those relationships together. If those relationships built on ego, it's based on status. As soon as that status become when it's questionable, or anything that may reflect the downfall in a social status, that's when their relationships start to decline. But a spiritual relationship is different. Spiritual relationship is unconditional. When two spiritual beings have a fight, or when two people are in their spirits and they have a fight, an argument, they self-reflect. They look at themselves and see, man, I didn't have to take it there. I didn't have to say that. I didn't have to go there. And they recognize when the ego was in play anyway. And they neutralize it right then and there, and they grow even more spiritually. And those are the relationships that people have a lot to say about, the ones that people look down on the most. Oh, they always going through that. But at the same time, that's the most spiritual relationship that you can find out there. The unconditional ones, the ones where people grow old and die together. Be in your spirit and not in your ego. Remember, the ego is just a reflection of the way people see you, which is just a reflection of the way you see yourself. But don't let outside circumstances or your environment dictate how you feel about yourself. Cook from within, cook from the inside out. It's like a cake in the oven. Cook from the inside out. I'm gonna put a spirit and an ego on this baking industry. And you can look at it like this. You got all these new cakes with all the fondant and all the gadgets on top of it. And it look good. Yeah, standing tall, sturdy, the whole nine. But how does it taste? You gotta cut through all that fondant. And then what's going on up under all that sugar clay? What's going on up under there? Is it really good? It look good. It look good on the outside, but is it really good? Now, go to just a regular birthday party for a 5-year-old, a 30-year-old, 50-year-old. Grandma make a cake, auntie make a cake, moms make a cake. It ain't fancy, just regular, good old whipping on top, or just some regular icing. Just straight out the box, straight cake. Nothing extra, nothing special. But the taste is gonna hit you in your soul because it was made out of love. It was made from somebody that loved you. Somebody showed you they loved you and how they felt about you by making you a cake. It wasn't as fancy, but the the spiritual investment they had in it when they made it, you're gonna reap the rewards, you're gonna reap the benefits. And it's gonna hit you in your gut immediately. That's what soul food is to us. It was the scraps. We was given the scraps. And we put the soul in there, we put the solar in there, we put the spirit in there. We wasn't in our ego when we was given the scraps. And that's what this whole channel was about, being given the scraps and turning it into something that benefit us in ways that's unimaginable. So I like to end this video with that, and leave it on that note. Thank y'all again for coming to the channel. And you know what it is.